Welcome or welcome back to Tarot and Chill. My name's Nisha, and this is a pick a card reading with some group therapy. It's going to be called Group Chat Group Therapy Sesh, and we're going to be just seeing what's going on with the collective in different groups. So hopefully you guys enjoy this reading. Going to try and dig deep and get to some juicy stuff. So yeah, let me know if you enjoy this kind of reading in the comments below. Got 3 groups for you to choose from today. Group 1 is the Amethyst. Group 2 is the Selenite. And Group 3 is the Rose Quartz. Please pause the video now if you need to take a moment to make your choice. Otherwise, I'll see you in your reading. All the timestamps will be below. You can also find details of my personal readings, Patreon and PayPal for donations. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, leave me a comment and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in your reading. This reading is for you who chose the Amethyst. Let's see what cards you have. From the Sacred Power reading cards you have Angel Assistance. From the Radiant Rider-Waite Smith Tarot you have the 3 of Pentacles. The 5 of Swords. And the Chariot reversed. I feel like there may be something you guys have kind of given up on that you're really good at and that you're really talented at. I feel like you have a lot of expertise in this area, but there might be room to grow more and you might have found some stumbling blocks came up. Maybe things weren't going exactly how you wanted, or maybe you're just really busy and stressed and found that you couldn't get to learn what you needed to learn more, or finish what you needed to finish, or develop what you needed to develop more. What I'm seeing is it's like you were building something and it was really good, or you were working on something or learning some new skills and it was making you really happy. But maybe situations in your life got stressful and people were stressing you out, and I feel like you just maybe have got frustrated and quit with something and have no longer got it on your to-do list or your ambitions list or your goals list. And it feels like you're kind of stuck feeling as a result of maybe pausing on work you were doing or group projects. It could be like a collaboration. Did somebody get involved in a collaboration with somebody, or like a work situation, and somebody has like let them down or snaked them or done something really rude and offensive and got into an argument? Have someone got a conflict with a colleague or something like that? Have you been sued in relation to your work? It's really feeling like something like that's happened for the people in the collective. And it might have made you feel like giving up again, like really defeated, really angry, really upset. And I feel like it's put a pause on your progress, especially if you were doing something with someone and it's like you've fallen out with this person you were meant to be working with. Or you've just like given up on someone else helping you with something or something like that. It feels like it's like maybe because of someone else that you can't continue with something. And I'm not saying you should blame this other person, because I feel like continuing again would be within your control. But it might be that you need to get someone else into the project, or like rehire or something like that. I feel like you might need to work on your feelings as well about how you feel about this project and how you feel about your work. But I feel like Spirit's coming in and your guides are coming in and your higher self is coming in with some assistance to help you get right again. I feel like you might be getting a step up in your career, like someone might be helping give you a leg up or teaching you a new skill. You might be, for someone it could be like hiring an apprentice or an assistant or something like that, like someone to help you, or finding someone just comes into your life naturally who gets you focused on this project again, or someone who can help you finish the project. I do feel like you may be not able to win with something you want to win with at the moment, or at least so it feels. And it may be, I'm not sure if someone's turned their back on you, or if you've turned your back on someone, or if there's a particular job offer that you could take but you haven't taken, or something like that. Like a work you could take but you haven't taken. It feels like there's maybe an unwillingness on somebody's part. I'm not sure if it's you or somebody else to continue with something. And yeah, again, it could be someone else, like a colleague or another person who's like really frustrated or angry, and I want to say selfish, like there might be someone who's not being very honest. I feel like there may be some dishonesty and it's stopping a situation for moving forwards. I'm also seeing potential for like someone who's not trustworthy in your work sphere, and it might be causing difficulties with forward movement. It's like someone who you need to watch your back for. I'm feeling like this person is... I'm trying to find like how to tell you who this person is. They seem to want attention quite a lot, I would say, and they maybe don't really do anything to warrant it. And they seem a bit misdirected and lost in life, like they don't really know where they're going. They kind of seem to be someone who maybe puts a spanner in your works or creates pauses to things, like intentionally, or creates delays to things. And I do feel like they may give you wrong advice and guidance as well. Like they could say no to things when it really should be a yes, or try to take something from your plate. I'm hearing it's that kind of energy, like someone very selfish or greedy or dishonest in maybe your co-worker section, your work section. And it feels like not a very happy thing to know about. And it feels like not very easy to, I want to say, identify them right now. And I also feel like for you personally, you might not be very feeling safe and protected from this person right now. And it feels like it's hard to know who they are even, but it feels like they might seem supportive, but they actually want to take what you have for themselves. I feel like this person's not going to be very successful with it, but I just feel like you have potential to get into a bad mood and then pause your own work because you're angry. And I feel like you have been angry and focused on someone who's made you angry or upset instead of the thing that you were doing that was very prominent, the thing that you were doing that was gaining momentum, I'm hearing, or that was making you happy or giving you some kind of positive blessings in your life. I just feel like there's something big you're meant to be doing, but you maybe have, I want to say quit because of your own mind state, but also because of maybe other people around you. So do look out for people who might be snaky in your environment and ways that you might be letting yourself down, or maybe quitting too soon and wanting to maybe take at the expense of other people, even. I'm hearing, like, be careful with your own selfish behaviors, because I feel like it will not take you as far as trying to work with other people on a more collaborative scale. So yeah, sorry for that small uncomfortable message at the end, but I hope you enjoyed the reading group 1. Thank you for watching. If you like a personal reading where we can go deeper, please check the information below. Also, you can find more content on my channel if you like this reading. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button below, leave me a comment, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the Selenite wand. Let's see what cards you have. From the Sacred Power reading cards, you have Rest. From the Radiant Rider-Waite Smith Tarot, you have the 7 of Wands, Judgment, and the 9 of Wands. I feel like this reading's mostly going to be about stress, because it feels like you guys have a lot of it, and it feels like you've been managing, I don't want to say poorly, because it feels like you've been managing quite well, but also it's like impossible to manage well. And I feel like you've been feeling like you're on the edge and like you're about to fall off, and like you need some kind of solution to your problems, and it feels like you've been waiting for solutions to come but maybe not finding them. And I do feel like too much has been going on at once for it to maybe be like a clear thing to find a solution for. It's like maybe you've been praying for answers to the point where it's like you have to pray because it maybe doesn't seem like you can solve all these problems in one go. I'm feeling the energy of someone who's got like so many people coming at them that it's like impossible for you to keep up with it. It's like too many requests and too many people wanting your attention. And it feels like any more is going to be too much, but you have to keep going with it. It feels like you're not quite finished. I do feel like there's some changes you can make to maybe your own behavior and your own routine that might help you to feel less stressed and less under pressure. And this might just be increasing the time you spend resting or managing to find some time for exercise, I feel like, for somebody, but maybe it's quite a gentle exercise. I feel like it might help you stress relieve. For somebody, it could also be listening to music. I feel like that might help you. And I'm hearing for someone getting up at a different time, like maybe getting up later. or getting up earlier. And for someone, it might be too much exercise that you're getting, I'm hearing, to the point where you're exhausted all the time. And it may be that your body needs rest more, I'm hearing. For somebody, it's like you want to over exercise and do too much, and it feels like your body can't cope with it, and you're just like making yourself tired all the time. So do try and rest if that's you. And I feel like for everyone in this group, do try and rest. And I feel like the like morning routine you have might be quite important. It feels like for some people that are watching, you might be trying to do too much in the morning, like a lot of stress. And then others of you might be watching like the morning news, and then that might be making you stressed, or like watching other people's content and finding that their energy rubs you up the wrong way, or they're like shouting and stressing you out about certain topics and things like that. So I would say try and keep your brain in rest mode, and maybe try and listen to binaural beats or really relaxing music, or music that just puts you in a good mood for the day. Music that makes you feel energized and things like that, or just silence and peace of mind. I also want to say you might want to return a phone call or answer a phone call. There may be a phone call you're waiting for. That's not really a group therapy thing, but I feel like it might be stressing you out to wait for a response, and it might be better to just go and phone ahead yourself and be proactive and try and take charge of problems before they become a problem. It feels like best not to wait for, like if you have a job that's really stressful, I feel like it's best to not wait for other people to be asking you to do things. It's better if you just do it yourself before they ask, so that you can save yourself that feeling of stress of when they come to you and hassle you about it. It's kind of maybe like an announcement that you can make for somebody. It's like a feeling that you can, I'm not sure, it's like maybe calling someone out on something. If there's like a person around you who's like stressing you out or doing something to pressure you too much, like maybe a manager or a colleague that keeps putting more on your plate, you can maybe say something to them. It's like a person you can speak to for help, or to tell them that what they're doing is like not acceptable or something like that. It's like a calling out of someone, or a calling on someone, or speaking to someone. I feel like someone might be feeling like their words are falling on deaf ears, like they're trying to tell people something and they're like waiting for them to get the message, and they're frustrated, and I feel like sick of saying the same thing and maybe not having people hear it. That's really interesting. It's like, do you feel like you are like unheard? Like people don't listen to you? People don't take you as seriously as you would like, or they kind of respond in a way that is considerably ruder than they need to, I feel like, or they want to push your buttons and rub you up the wrong way. It feels like you have a lot of conflicting people around you, and they maybe need to be told something in quite a serious way. Like you might have someone you need to tell off because they're always pressuring you, and it might help you to get more rest. You might need to be more bold and make yourself bigger when you do speak. I feel like you might need to say no more frequently to things that people try and put on your plate, so that you can do the things that you need to do. Because I feel like there is lots of things that you want to do and you know you need to do, but you might be waiting for a better time to do them. And I feel like it is kind of a difficult time right now because you have so much going on. But also there is like no better time than the present, because what you do today is going to shape your tomorrow. And I feel like for some people you're keeping on doing the same daily routine and having the same things go wrong for you and find the same outcome keeps happening. And I feel like there are some changes you can make to the point where you won't be just waiting for changes to happen, because you can be proactive and do things yourself. I do feel like there might be someone who's like a person who speaks to people on a platform, and it could be through music or through words, like through speaking. You could be like a university lecturer, or you could be an actor, or you could be a musician, or somewhere in between, like a teacher or something like that, a YouTuber. But I feel like you might be giving messages that are really desired by people. But again, it's like falling on deaf ears. Like I feel like they want more. They want more, and they're open to receiving the messages you have. But then you might feel frustrated because maybe they are like not receiving it the way you want them to, or the way you intend them to. Or I feel like your job is giving you stress. If that's your job, it's like you're on a platform and maybe you're a little bit famous and you have too many people coming at you. And too many people, I feel like especially like trying to get between your legs or like what's between your legs, they're like trying to have it. And you feel like on thin ice, like maybe too many people. And I feel like you might have had a wake up call about this recently. If it's you, it's like you're screaming out for divine guidance and not one night stands and things. And I feel like you're frustrated with maybe not receiving the messages you would like to receive, and instead it's like frustrating ones. But I do feel like there's something important you can say to people that will help them to get the message or something like that. It's like a way of saying no that is more strict or firm or severe to people who are maybe trying to do the most to get your attention and things like that. I feel like there is it's a very specific message that I feel like you can find within yourself to like announce to people. But yeah, I do feel like there's something very important that you might need to figure out within yourself. It's like an announcement that you're making to yourself on a soul level. It's like some behavioral patterns you want to change. Like you might be finding that even though you don't want to say do hookups anymore, it's just like all you find, and people are too harassing of you. Like even I don't want to say anything that will be triggering to anyone, so I'm just going to leave that message there. But I do feel like there is a like a pain in your head about that kind of thing, and I feel like it's difficult for you to maybe isolate yourself enough to get away from the problem without being more proactive about maybe stating your boundaries with people. I feel like it's like something about boundary setting and calling people out and being louder and being more against things that you're not okay with, like being very strict in your personal boundaries. I want to say like being very strict in setting them, and yeah, saying only yes when you want to, and being very firm in your no, I want to say. And I'm sorry if that is triggering for anyone, but do come for a personal reading if you need one, bestie. And I feel like I want to tell you to just get some rest. And I feel like your morning alarm clock maybe needs to be like a different sound. Like, does the sound make you angry? Try and change it if it does. Like, I feel like it might have a bad memory attached to it and it puts you in a bad mood. Maybe make it a bit later as well so you can get a bit of a light in. But anyway, if you enjoyed the reading, please hit the thumbs up and leave me a comment to let me know how it resonated for you. If you're not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and check out the information in the description box if you'd like a personal reading. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the rose quartz. Let's see what cards you have. From the Sacred Power reading cards, you have energy balance. From the Radiant Rider-Waite Smith Tarot, you have the Queen of Swords, the Eight of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Tower. This feels like a bit of a big time for you, and I feel like there's a lot you have to do and a lot of tasks on your to-do list and a lot of energy, I feel like, for those things. But I also feel like anything could go wrong at any given time, and it feels like things are subject to change, and it feels like you are very busy and you do have people to see and places to go and things to do. And I feel like there's a lot of potential within you that you want to explore and that you want to push forwards towards. And I feel like you have a lot of brilliant ideas and things that are really exciting going on in your life. And it feels like you do have a lot of energy for things, but it feels like it's kind of a difficulty still to get around and rush around. And I feel like you have almost so much going on that it's hard to know what to focus on at once, because it's like there's a million and one things that need your attention. And I feel like sometimes you feel like your brain could explode from maybe how much you have to do or how much you have to learn, or how many people require your attention, how many messages you have, how many messages there are to respond to, or just how many people you have to talk to every day. I feel like you might be about to maybe have like a bit of a I feel like for someone you might have a problem with anger sometimes, and you might be about to get angry at somebody in your environment because they're maybe talking too much, or they're interrupting your silent time, or they're preventing you from doing something you need to do, or preventing you from going somewhere you need to go. And I feel like there may be people from your environment you want to move on from, people you've realized that don't belong with you. You might have had really serious realizations about what and who needs to go, because it feels like you're busy and you have a lot which is really important and that you're passionate about and that's exciting and positive and healthy. And that makes sense, I want to say, like a lot of your life makes sense for you. And it feels really straightforward and you know where you're going and you know what you're doing. And you know how many things you have to do, and even if it's a challenge, you'll get to it because you feel passionate and you have the energy and you have the drive. But I do feel like there's certain things that just seem pointless or a mess or a calamity, and it feels like time to move on from them. And I feel like you're moving on very quickly, and you're getting a lot of ideas very quickly. And it might have come very quick, it might have just been like an overnight change for you guys where you just changed you might have changed your whole behavior patterns or your way of thinking or what you do overnight, and you seem to be moving forwards with a lot of progress and a lot of, I want to say, gusto, a lot of spirit, and things are going very well for you. And I think you have the right passion and spirit for what you're doing. But I do feel like you may be going in different directions sometimes with yourself. I feel like there may be a sensible part of you that wants to move forwards with like what you have planned and get straight on with it and get things done as quickly as possible. There may be another part of you that wants to have fun and maybe party and maybe be spontaneous and do things which are not on the agreed agenda and change things at sudden minutes' notice and do something completely different from what you've planned. And I feel like that can create chaos in your life sometimes. And I feel like for you guys, the more you balance your own inner energy and the more you think, the more time you take to be by yourself, to think about things and plan, I feel like the better it will be for you and the less likely you are to maybe make a sudden spontaneous decision that creates disaster or chaos in your life or creates something that you later regret. I feel like you're getting a bit more sensible with things, and I feel like you have potential to elevate your mind over distractions and things which don't require your attention. So I feel like things can be very distracting and things can go wrong at a minute's notice, things can change at a minute's notice. That's true for everyone, but I feel like you might do something where that's particularly true. Like maybe you travel for work or I just feel like you travel for work where you have like a lot of different tasks on your to-do list that require a lot of different steps, and there is like a lot of spaces where things could potentially go wrong. I also feel like maybe someone is working in like social media, or I don't know, you might be a bit famous or have a bit of attention on you and you find it's like too much. It's like a bit too much attention or too many people wanting to talk to you and rush you sometimes, like people rushing you, or like you have to do things in too much of a rush because you have just too much on your plate. Maybe it's not that big of a deal. But I'm feeling there is like a certain mood that you can get in which is quite powerful, and it might be an angry mood, but I feel like you can get things done really quickly once you get into that mood. But it might require a lot of foresight and planning still, as well as like spontaneous mood feelings. Like I feel like when you're in the mood you can get a lot done. There may be moods when you just want to sit and think and plan, and I feel like if you try and go against the mood that you're in, it doesn't really sit right with you. It makes you feel unhappy and uneasy. And I do feel like you guys might have the potential to take things too far, or maybe create I want to say like maybe there's an argument and you burn a bridge or something like that with a friend and just like move forwards. And those kind of behaviors, and it's not that bad for you because I feel like your life's going well still. But I just feel like it may be a quickness, like you might get angry with the quickness and say things that you don't remember saying which are like quite hurtful to someone or something like that. And that's not for everyone watching. It's always take what resonates and leave the rest. I do feel like there's a need for balancing your own self and taking more time to think and maybe slowing down a bit, because I feel like there's like a rushing energy with this group. Like you try and do things quickly and then you maybe make mistakes because you're like say like you're rushing to finish something. Like say for me, if I rush finishing a video, like you guys always shout out the title if I forget to change it to like Tara and she'll subscribe and all of that good stuff. So those are the kind of small irrelevant little mistakes that I'm seeing. Maybe in the future you guys would want to develop, like maybe slowing down to try and not do that. And it's nothing that major for most of you watching, but for some of you it might be not just like title, but title scene queen is what I'm hearing. But it's more like a maybe like you are in a situation where you're single and you're having a good time and you have a lot of people you're talking to, and you get really excited about one person and you maybe go with them and you maybe let things get physical quick. Then maybe they turn out to be like I'm hearing like a psycho, they turn out to be mad. And you have to like run away from them, and then maybe you like have a tendency to run back to someone you used to talk to. And it's like they're also a bit maybe psycho, and it's like you would maybe do well to just chill by yourself a bit and feel free to talk to loads of people because it's like no risk, like just talking to them. It can stress you out, I'm seeing, so try not to talk to too many people. Or if you just don't feel like replying, just consider that one like scratched off the list maybe. But yeah, also I would say try not to repeatedly go back to things that are toxic if you do know better. It feels like it's like time to accelerate yourself forward to things that you would find sensible, I want to say. It's like the sensible option might be better than the chaotic, spontaneous option. I feel like I'm talking to people who are kind of like at a point of like maturing and like growing. And it's like you're accelerating really fast in life and doing a lot of really good stuff. And figuring out ways to slow down before you say yes to things or before you rush forwards with things too much, to just think about whether it's practical and achievable or whether you have something else you're meant to do today or whether it doesn't actually agree with your long-term plans. And I do feel like there might be some people you need to cut out of your life, and maybe you can like get angry at those people and tell them like fuck off and stop talking to me, like I'm sick of your shit, that kind of energy. Like I feel like you were entitled to do that. But think about it first and see if it feels sensible and if it's the right thing to do, or if it's just coming from anger and you're going to regret it later. Or maybe you want to go talk to them again. Because that kind of energy is outdone for you, I'm seeing. It's like you've grown over that and you've grown over the things that are stressing you out. And I feel like you want better for yourself and you're really charged up and passionate about making it happen. So yeah, I feel like it's really good energy for you guys. And I don't feel like I really need to say too much to you, except keep expanding your thinking and keep doing your like meditation and stretching and deep breathing routine. Or if you don't do that already, that'd be good for you to reduce your stress. Try and slow down when you go to places, like try and not be running late so you're having to run or rush or worrying about like missing the train and another one doesn't come. I would say try and leave like a bit early and give yourself more time, because it feels like you are very busy and maybe quite important, and maybe have a lot of people who do get angry at you if you don't maybe like guarantee delivery on time and things like that. So yeah, do be wary of your own limitations and capabilities, but also I want to say your capabilities are huge. You're really talented and it feels like you have a lot going for you, and I feel like you're going to do a lot of work in a short space of time in general in your life. It's like you're very productive and you like to go quickly and you like to do things very quickly. And it feels like just a great time for you to like get started with projects you want, but also try not to start too many things that you can't finish. Because I feel like the multitasking might be stressing you as well. So like try and cross things off your to-do list rather than working on like 8 things at once. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that group 3. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and leave me a comment to let me know how it resonated for you. If you're not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and check out the information in the description box if you'd like a personal reading. Thank you for watching and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.